Hollywood has a very specific math problem right now. If a studio wants to cross $1 billion at the box office, the blueprint is usually rigid. Rely heavily on established intellectual property, pack the runtime with green screens, and keep the tone light enough to sell merchandise. The historical biopic occupies a different space entirely. For decades, the industry has categorized these as slow, educational prestige projects, movies engineered for award season that rarely compete with summer tentpoles. Decades of industry metrics suggest that dense historical dramas are mathematically incapable of pulling in superhero-level crowds. The audience overlap simply isn't supposed to exist. Then comes a 3-hour R-rated film heavily focused on quantum physics and grueling bureaucratic hearings. It focuses on J. Robert Oppenheimer and the deeply unsettling reality of the Manhattan Project. This is a story centered on the creation of a weapon capable of human extinction. Despite those commercial hurdles, a movie with 0 traditional action sequences pulled in nearly $1 billion globally. Christopher Nolan threw out the industry rulebook to turn history's greatest warning into 2023's most intense cinematic event. The structural foundation of the film departs from the distance of a typical biography. Christopher Nolan designed the screenplay as a subjective psychological trap. He wrote the screenplay in the first person. The stage directions avoided the third person entirely, using lines like "I walk into the room" to ground the perspective. This choice places the entire weight of a sprawling narrative onto Cillian Murphy's performance. His face becomes the audience's sole tether through a dense timeline of historical events. Locking the audience behind his eyes turns the historical timeline into a first-hand encounter with mounting anxiety and crushing guilt as the reality of the invention sets in. This emphasis on subjectivity dictates the film's pacing. The edit operates with the relentless rhythm of a psychological thriller. Nolan shoots closed-door meetings and committee hearings with the kinetic energy of a chase sequence. The bureaucratic warfare led by political antagonist Lewis Strauss is treated as high-stakes combat, where dialogue lands with the impact of physical blows. Even with the outcome of World War II already known, the film maintains a constant ticking clock suspense from the first frame to the last. By ensuring every conversation carries catastrophic weight, the film creates a level of gripping intensity rarely achieved by traditional action blockbusters. To elevate that tension, the production utilized tools typically reserved for science fiction epics. They used massive IMAX cameras to capture intimate character moments with towering scale. The visual demands were so specific that Kodak developed a brand new black and white IMAX film stock specifically for the project, allowing the crew to capture historical timelines at massive resolution. The production also relied on practical effects over digital imagery, using physical recreations to simulate the blinding flash and scale of the Trinity nuclear test. Large-format photography, practical scale, and a driving musical score combined to transform a dense intellectual drama into a visceral theatrical spectacle. The Barbenheimer internet phenomenon acted as a massive cultural catalyst, driving audiences to the theater during the opening weekend. While the meme provided the spark, the film's execution sustained its run. This chart shows the original budget against the nearly $1 billion global return. That multiplier officially made it the highest-grossing biographical film in cinema history, pushing all previous records far down the axis. This performance shattered Hollywood's long-standing assumptions about the financial ceiling for adult-oriented historical dramas. The film industry confirmed the achievement shortly after, awarding the film 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director. The success of the film proves that global audiences crave deeply challenging, intelligent cinema, effectively expanding the boundaries of the modern blockbuster.